So hello everyone and welcome back to STW Sports. I'm host Samuel Wright, joined by Arsenal and Barnet fan Nicholas Rowland, and we're going to go over the footballing weekend review. We're mainly going to go over the Premier League fixtures, and we started at 12:30 Saturday afternoon. Manchester United won, Everton won at Old Trafford. Nicholas, what were your thoughts on the game?
Didn't see it. I actually didn't see any of the games this weekend, but nonetheless, good game. Remind me of the score again?
1-1.
Yeah, 1-1, that was it. So good point for Everton. I mean, the sort of, I feel like the mask of Man United that was in the league, that was there at the start of the season, is slipping now. Ronaldo, while he's a great player and they have got some good players, Ole, regardless of what Man United fans think of him, he's just not that good a manager. Everton are a good team and they've got some good players. It's weird, sort of last season's Everton, I don't think beat Man United or got something at Old Trafford, arguably with better players than the one this year. But Everton obviously got unlucky with that disallowed goal. But good point for Everton. And I wonder how much longer Man United will keep on to Ole. Probably should have won the Europa League last season. Doing all right in the league, but I don't think they'll win it. Yeah, they need to. If they've got some good players, but I've said it before, Ole's just not that good a manager. And if they didn't have Ole, I'd be a lot more. I don't want them to do well, but if they didn't have Ole, then they'd probably be proper contenders for the title. But they're probably contenders because of Ole is doing well because of players, as opposed to players doing well because of Ole. We beat them last season, and we were pretty crap. So, away. So I wouldn't be surprised if Man City beat them at least once this season, if not twice. But no, for Everton, no, good point. They'll probably feel a bit aggrieved that they didn't get all three. But no, good point, and good point for Benitez. Good game and good point for Everton.
And next up, we had Chelsea 3, Southampton 1. James Ward-Prowse scored a penalty, but also got sent off. And, of course, goals from Chalobah, Timo Werner and Ben Chilwell give the 3 points to Chelsea. Thoughts on this game, please, Nicholas?
Good win for Chelsea. I was following it on the BBC Sport live feed. It sounds like Chelsea were, they're like a little bit. It sounds like Southampton were probably the better team in the first half. Good for Chelsea fans that Timo Werner finally got his goal. Managed to get one disallowed, but not the three I would have expected to have scored: Chalobah, Werner, and the other player. But no, good win for Chelsea. No disrespect to Southampton, but you'd expect Chelsea to beat Southampton at home. I know they haven't always done it when they, in that season when they lost to them at Stamford Bridge. But no, good win for Chelsea. As for Southampton, I worry about Southampton. It's still without a win yet this season. One of 4 teams, I think, without a win yet this season. I worry. Chelsea away is not the game that would possibly set those alarms off, but they gotta start picking up points somehow. And I think Southampton, they need to try and do something in the cups this season, FA Cup, because otherwise they're just a team that's sort of bumbling around in the middle of the table, not really doing anything. But good win for Chelsea. They're looking all right this season. I still don't think they'll win the league, but they're looking good. Good win for Chelsea, and Thomas Tuchel continues to be doing a pretty good job, unfortunately.
Yeah, but next up we had Wolverhampton Wanderers 2, Newcastle United 1. Big win this one for Wolves. Hwang, I believe that's how you pronounce the striker's name. He's made a good start to life at Molineux, got 2 more goals here. Thoughts on this game, and also thoughts on both of these team seasons?
Newcastle continue to fall further and further, seemingly irretrievably into the Championship. They're just in dire straits, really. Which is a shame because I like Newcastle. My grandma grew up in Newcastle, so I would like them to do well. But sorry state at Newcastle, really. Club, fans, players, manager. I mean, I don't think Steve Bruce is that good of a manager, but yeah, club, player, manager, fans being suffocated by Mike Ashley, unfortunately. Lack of investment, season upon season. I mean, it seems to me from what I hear from Newcastle fans, it seems to be, set Maximin and Willock and nothing else. I fear for Newcastle this season. I feel like they may go down. Whether they would come back up from the Championship is another matter. But yeah, worrying times. Another team still without a win. Haven't really looked like winning yet this season. We've got some good players. Willock, St. Maximin, Caldaro. So no, they've got some good players, but yeah, just being suffocated by the owner, unfortunately. As for Wolves, yeah, good win. Bruno Lager continues to do reasonably well. A few good wins this season. I still don't think they'll sort of break the top six like they did that season under Nuno, but they could do well in the FA Cup like they did when they got to that semi against Watford that they probably should have won. But no, nonetheless, good win for Watford, and that striker, I'm not going to try and pronounce his name, but yeah, doing well. And it's good to see Jimenez back as well after his, obviously terrible injury. So no, 2 wins in a row for Wolves, Southampton and Newcastle. And yeah, after the dismissal of after Nuno leaving, which hasn't exactly worked. Good to see, good win for Wolves, and I think they'll be all right this season. They've got some good players, and if Jimenez can get back scoring, then I don't worry for them. As for Newcastle, they continue to sink further and further, seemingly into the Championship, and they might not bounce straight back like they have done previously, because Championship is a better league than it was when they were last in it, and they're just not that good, essentially, which is a shame, but it's what happens when you have bad owners.
Yeah, well, the next game, the less said about this game, the better. But Burnley 0, Norwich City 0. If there's a game on paper you'd think would be 0-0 in the Premier League, it's probably this one, and that's exactly how it ended. First point of the season for Norwich. Both teams still without a win, though. Like I said, it's pretty a forgettable game of football already, this.
Yeah, not the best. As you say, good point for Norwich. Still without a win, but considering that they've looked pretty sort of average so far this season, it sounds like it was a battling performance. And it's weird with Norwich. I mean, I knew they struggled without Buendia, but I do think they have got some half decent players. Team Pukki up front, you'd have thought they'd be getting some goals, but they've struggled so far this season, obviously without a win. But yeah, good point for Norwich. As for Burnley, I mean, I think Burnley are probably going to be all right this season, but they just need more investment. They're really struggling. Obviously they've signed Cornet. I think that's a good signing, but I contrary to what some people think, I do think Burnley are actually, have actually done quite well in the Premier League, considering that they don't really spend that much money. They're not a massively big club. I do think they've done quite well, and I do think Sean. But I think at the end of the season, one team, Norwich, will, if they do struggle, will probably look back on that game and think, could have probably done without getting 3 points. Whereas Burnley, who I do think will stay up and will probably finish somewhere in sort of upper bottom half of the table, will probably look back on it. All right, we probably should have beaten Norwich, but not the end of the world. But as you say, not a game that will be sort of looked back on as one of the best. But good point for better point for Norwich than Burnley. But Norwich need to win, and quickly, because I don't know. I was thinking. I was discussing it with the two Mohammeds today, how long Farker is going to have, and I was thinking sort of they could get rid of him, but then they'll probably stick with him and do quite well in the Championship next season, win it and then come back up and have the same problem. But I don't know if how much longer Norwich fans, or what the attitude of Norwich fans towards that cycle of relegation, promotion, stabilising the Premier League is no bad thing. But they need to win soon, otherwise they'll just be doomed and cut adrift. Like Derby have been, Villa, etc. They need a win, and quickly.
Yeah, worrying times for Norwich, that's for sure. But next up, we have Leeds United 1, Watford 0. Two big stories here. Leeds United's first win of the season, and the second one, Sisko has been sacked from Watford. Given Watford's track record, it's not really a surprise to see a manager sacked, but you can't help but feel this is very harsh. Watford haven't even had a bad start to the season, but their owners just continue.
Yeah, I'll start on Leeds as we are in Leeds. Well, as we are in Leeds. Yeah, good win for Leeds. Battling performance by the sounds of it. Llorente with the goal. And after a week in which I think Calvin Phillips sort of was linked with Man United, it sounds like he'll sign a new contract. So no, good week for Leeds. Massive win. I mean, I even when they didn't win, I still didn't think they'll be in trouble this season. I don't not that I think they're too good to go down, but I think there are three worse teams than them. But no, I mean, I think Leeds, now that they've got that win, will probably be okay this season. They might even go on a run. I think they've got an easier run of fixtures. They have had a tough start to the season. United, United, Liverpool, Everton, etc. So no, they've had a tough start, but yeah, good win. And as for Watford, yeah, the managerial merry-go-round goes on. They seem to have been for every single manager in Milan and not found one that has lasted more than about a year. Harsh to sack a manager that's just won you promotion from the Championship to the Premier League. I know it was a bit of a weird season without fans and whatever, but yeah, odd decision. And as you say, had an all right start to the season, beat Villa, etc. So no, harsh. I think Watford have got a good team. Obviously, lost Deeney to Birmingham, but Sarr, Feminino, etc. Good players, and yeah, harsh. I don't know about Watford. At the moment, I think if I was to predict their season, I think they'll be okay. But I mean, obviously, they've just got Ranieri, haven't they? So maybe they're thinking they're going to do a Leicester and survive by the skin of their teeth and win the league next season. But yeah, no, yeah. I don't know. Ranieri, maybe that's the experienced man they were after, and now he's going to stick around. Don't think he will happen. He'll probably be gone by this time next year. But yeah, odd decision. Be interesting to see what Watford fans think. Are they bored of this endless sacking of managers? They're essentially the Premier League Barnet. Keep getting rid of managers. But no, good win for Leeds, and I still think Watford will be fine, but it'd be interesting to see how Ranieri gets on. He could go soon if they continue to do badly. But yeah, Watford, funny old club, and maybe that was in why Deeney's decision to leave to Birmingham, bored of the endless churning out of managers. Funny time, funny decision. Can't quite make sense of it, but I still think Watford will be fine. Although Sarr could go in January and then they might be a bit in trouble. But yeah, good win for Leeds, and funny decision by Watford to sack their manager.
Yep, next up, a game you'll definitely want to talk about. Brighton and Hove Albion 0, Arsenal 0. Very good performance from Aaron Ramsdale between the sticks, and obviously, disappointing with a result, with a point, as an Arsenal fan. But in the circumstances, though, wasn't a bad draw in the end. What did you think of the game?
Yeah, this is the one I wanted to talk about, being an Arsenal supporter. But I'm frustrated with the result because it's very Arsenal to blow Spurs away in about 30 minutes, and then be a bit, or by all accounts, a bit uninspiring away at Brighton. And I do think at this current moment in time, Brighton are better than Spurs. I do think Brighton are a good team, but with the lineup that Arteta picked, essentially the same lineup as Spurs, with the exception of Lukaku coming in for Xhaka, maybe it's had to be expecting a bit more. But in a game where you're evidently second best, and the best chances probably fall to them, I do think Smith Rowe should have scored. But yeah, not the worst point in the world, and we're still sort of on this mini run of not losing. And we've got an easier run of fixtures coming up with Villa, Palace. So no, not the worst point. As you say, Aaron Ramsdale continues to prove himself, defy the naysayers. And yeah, as you said, a massive intervention at the end from Mope. It looked like he was going to tap it in, just about clawed it from his foot. So no, yeah, and as you another clean sheet. That defence of White, Tomiyasu, Gabriel, and Tierney continue to prove themselves. Don't know why I ever didn't rate Gabriel. Yeah, no, good point. Could have probably should have been more, but you can't replicate the first 30 minutes or first half against Spurs every week. We're not Man City, and this team is still in transition, and we're going to have results like this, and we're going to have frustrating days. We're going to lose some matches of it at some point soon. So no, not the worst point in the world. That's for Brighton. Yeah, obviously they won't stay fifth or whether they are, but yeah, good team. And they'll probably be a bit gutted with the result because they had the better of the chances. Burn, skying the ball, and Mope just about nearly getting the ball, etc. So no, good point for us. Brighton will be a bit gutted, but yeah, I think if we beat Palace on after the international break, then it will look like a good point. But if we don't, then you'll be. Considering the start of the season, we had three defeats to Brentford. No disrespect to them. We've recovered well, and credit to Arteta for finding this new team, new defence, new players, because it's definitely felt better to be an Arsenal supporter post international break than pre-international break. It's felt fresher, it's felt newer, it's felt more together, more connected. And off the pitch problems persist, but on the pitch, yeah, it feels good to be an Arsenal fan. 0-0 draw aside, but yeah, not the end of the world. I don't think. I was a bit gutted on the night, but having thought about it since, it's not the worst point in the world. I don't think. And Brighton aren't a bad side. I think they'll probably finish top half. So, yeah, good point. And on to Palace.
Yeah, well, next up, Nicholas, I know you won't want to talk about this game too much. Tottenham Hotspur 2, Aston Villa 1, but just a brief analysis of it, please. What did you think of the game? And again, as for seasons, for especially Aston Villa, how are you finding it?
Yeah, good win for Spurs. I mean, I still think Spurs are in not a very good position. Best player wants to leave. Nuno there for some weird reason I can't quite figure out. Haven't really got that many good players, but yeah, good win for them. I think I don't think they're going to be troubling the top four anytime soon. But yeah, good win for them. As for Villa, I do think Villa are probably going to do all right this season, having lost Jack Grealish and all the publicity of that, and the price tag. I do think they'll be all right, and they continue to spend money well. Replacing Grealish for Buendia, Ings, Watkins, Barkley. Yeah, they're a good team. Horahan, they're a good team. They've got some good players and they've got a good manager. So, yeah, I think Villa will be all right. I mean, it's unlucky because they played Chelsea and they played Spurs. Chelsea more so, where they were. Well, I mean, I watched the highlights of their game against Chelsea, and they look quite good and haven't come away with anything, and lost to Spurs, and were in it at one point at 1-1. So yeah, it's just I think probably you would expect Spurs to beat Villa. I don't think Spurs are much. Maybe a Villa with Grealish would have got something out of it, but yeah, good win for Spurs. Not too disheartening for Villa, I don't think. Even could trouble the Europa League or European Conference League places. They're a sensible team, and they've got some good players. So yeah, good win for Spurs, but I don't think Villa will be too troubled by it. Yeah.
And next up, we had West Ham United 1, Brentford 2. What a win for Brentford, a last-minute winner. Up to 7th in the table now, Thomas Frank's men. What a start to life it's been in the top flight for them, Nicholas.
Yeah, I'm not expecting them to stay there. But yeah, when I watched them against us on the opening night of the season, I did think, oh, bloody hell, that's a good team. And, I did think, I thought perhaps it was their fairy tale sort of, romantic start to the season. But yeah, I mean, I'm not, I was going to say they haven't played anyone that great, but they've, us included. But then they played Liverpool and drew 3-3. No, it's a good start. I was a bit unsure how Ivan Toney were doing the Premier League, but yeah, he's banging the goals in. And for Brentford, a newly promoted. But top 5, top 6 definitely is pretty good with a 92nd minute winner. I think Brentford will tail off. I don't think they'll go down. I did think at the start of the season before their game against us that they would. I think they'll probably finish sort of 11th, 12th, 13th. But yeah, as for West Ham, yeah, a bit surprising, I would say. Because they are a good team and they're doing well in Europe. 6 points out their first 2 games. Beat Man United in the Carabao Cup. So yeah, I do. Yeah, West Ham fans will be disappointed, I think, with a 2-1 defeat to a newly promoted team. But it does have the added benefit of us losing 2-0 to them not looking so bad. Yeah, but I think similar to Villa, I think West Ham will finish higher than Brentford this season. But yeah, maybe. I don't know. The West Ham thing probably can't come on for too much longer. But yeah, while considering they lost Lingard, they're doing really well. To be fair to them, they've got Spurs in a couple of weeks, so I'll be cheering them on then. But yeah, good win for Brentford. Yeah, don't know how maybe they're doing a Leeds. When Leeds came up and did quite well. But yeah, be interesting to see how their season continues.
Yeah, definitely. And also, Crystal Palace 2, Leicester City 2. Palace come from 2-0 down to get a draw here. Very good result. Sorry, did you hear that, Nicholas? Did you hear that?
You just spoke about Leicester.
Oh, yeah, sorry. So Crystal Palace 2, Leicester 2. Very good point for Palace from 2-0 down. Leicester had a bit of a struggling start to the season, though. What were your thoughts on this?
Yeah, I can't work Leicester out. To be honest, I feel like they're a good team, but they're good. But are they good? If that makes sense. They've got some really good players: Maddison, Vardy, Tielemans. They've got some really properly good players. We were obviously after Maddison, went for Odegaard in the end, but yeah, got some good players. But yeah, a 2-2 draw away at Palace is not really what they would have wanted. As for Palace, yeah, Vieira is manager, so want them to do well. Other than when they play us, obviously. But yeah, that Palace, after finally getting rid of Hodgson, finally seeing sense, I think they're doing well. They've got Eze and Zaha and Benteke and Elise and Guehi and all these exciting young players. Obviously, Edouard obviously has fresh Spurs. A couple of weeks ago. So yeah, no, I think both teams will be fine. But yeah, Leicester, I don't know. I don't rate Brendan Rodgers as highly as some people do. Although saying that they did win the FA Cup last season, beating Chelsea. So yeah, funny team, weird team. Obviously had all these had the story of staying up and then winning the league and then the chairman dying and all this sort of stuff. So do want them to do well. Obviously beat Spurs for the title, so that was good. Do want them to do well, but yeah, can't work them out. Funny old team, and I'm not sure. Yeah, if I had to make a prediction, I'd say they'll probably finish 5th. But yeah, odd time for Leicester. Yeah, don't really know what they're doing, but as I say, they'll probably finish 5th or 6th. Having Watson last week in the Europa League, or was it not? Yeah, when against Legia Warsaw, they looked a bit flat, to be perfectly honest with you. Yeah, don't know. They need to improve quickly because they are a good team and they have shown that on numerous occasions. But I don't know. Yeah, not sure about Leicester. Good team, but sort of churn out weird results from time to time. Yeah, bit odd, to be honest. Yeah, up the Palace.
Yeah, definitely. And the final game of the weekend in the Premier League, Liverpool 2, Manchester City 2. A very entertaining second off, at least at Anfield. What were your thoughts on this one? And do you expect these two teams to be right up there at the end of the season?
Well, I'm predicting Man City to win the league, so I'm hoping they win. No, I'm hoping they win as many games as possible. Other than against, well, they already beat us 5-0. They'll probably beat us at the Emirates, so it doesn't really matter. But no, I'm sticking by my prediction. Chelsea, United, Liverpool, good teams, but City just look like the whole package to me. But no, as for the game, yeah, I think City will probably be happier with the point because they had a bit of a stuttering start to the season, but they've gone to Leicester one, gone to Chelsea one, and gone to Liverpool and got a point. So yeah, I feel like City will be happier with the point. Shout out to Rodri for that block. Yeah, as for Liverpool, yeah, I think they'll probably finish second. Although I did say City, or I did say United to finish second in my early season prediction. But no, good game. And yeah, to answer your question, I do think they will be up there. I mean, I think the top four will be City, one of United, Liverpool, Chelsea, and then one of the team that doesn't finish second will finish fourth. Yeah, but no, City, yeah, proper team. I think they'll win the league. As for Liverpool, yeah, I would have thought they might have been doing a little bit better now that they've got Van Dijk back. I don't know. I'm not. I don't know. I'm not. Yeah, like players like Henderson, Milner, they don't say to me a title-winning team. Whereas City have got sort of world-class players in pretty much every position. Especially with the addition of Grealish. So no, City will probably be happier with the point, but yeah, I don't know. I feel like City could, they're doing a bit like what they did last season. They're having a bit of a quiet start to the season, and then slowly, without you really noticing, they just go on a really long unbeaten run. And are suddenly sort of 10 points clear in February. So no, still think City will win the league. Liverpool will probably finish second. But yeah, good point for City. If you can't win these games, don't lose them. And yeah, obviously not losing the Champions League final would have hurt, but yeah, wouldn't be surprised if they win both the Premier League and the Champions League this season. That Sterling then.
Yeah, sorry, Nicholas, cut off momentarily then, but yeah. Yeah, that's where we can. We're not going to finish the video, but I will ask you now, Nicholas, for your team and player of the week, please.
Team of the week. I'll go Leeds United for winning their first game of the season. Their method of play has been called into question, but to stick with it and have all the background noise of second season syndrome to be in their ears. I'll go with Leeds United. Their player of the week, I'll go for Aaron Ramsdale for that goal, game-saving intervention, effectively clawing the ball off Neil Maupay's toe and saving what turned out to be a pretty battling and sort of ground out point for us at the Amex in pretty terrible conditions. Team of the week Leeds, and then player of the week Aaron Ramsdale.
Excellent. Well, that's all we've got time for today. Anyway, Nicholas, on the footballing weekend review, but thank you very much for joining me. Hope everyone enjoyed the episode, and I'll see you all soon.